I'm Jim Munchback, and this is another episode of Missional Money, the weekly video podcast for investors and financial advisors. So today we're going to talk about debt management strategies. And so you can see on the screen here, if you're watching in YouTube, and I would encourage you to check out our new YouTube page. If you're listening in iTunes, you're missing the what's on the screen. So today we're going to talk about debt management strategies. And as you can see on the screen, this is going live on Facebook. So when I scroll down to, if I refresh my page here, you will see on our homepage at missionalmoney.com, you will see that it is showing the stream. So that's kind of weird. You're watching a video of a live stream showing the live stream on the website. Anyway, that's enough fun for now. So back to the debt management strategies. So this week at the University of Houston, in the personal finance course that I teach at U of H for the Bauer College of Business, our assignment was called Credit Crush. So if you don't know this, if you haven't heard me talk about it before, our course at the University of Houston, we use the same financial planning software in the course that we use with our clients at Bayrock Financial. So Missional Money is the podcast that supports our free online financial planning course. So if you are a faculty or a student or staff at the University of Houston, hopefully you've heard of us. We office here at the University of Houston Technology Bridge. That's where I'm broadcasting from today. We have super fast internet and very nice people, amazing facilities. But if you're a student of mine, or if you've been a student of mine, I want you to know about missionalmoney.com. We're offering a free financial planning course. So if you took the course at the University of Houston, this is the next step for you. If you're a client of Bayrock, you've already been enrolled in the course, and it's free. We're not charging anything today for the course, but today's lesson is just kind of unpacking a case study that we use on a regular basis in our course at the University of Houston. So this case study is a great way to illustrate what's possible when you have a financial plan and you take a look at your credit and you look at different strategies for paying off that credit. That's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to jump over to the iPad here, if I can do that real quick. I think we got the iPad, and yeah, there we go. So this is the same case. This is the actual financial planning portal that we again use with the students at the University of Houston and with our clients at Bayrock. So this is the tool that you will use when you enroll in the course at missionalmoney.com. So what I'm doing now is I'm just jumping into the case, the planning, the actual plan for Billy and Sally. So when we look at the case, and I'm just going to show you what we posted, and you'll see this if you look at the post at missionalmoney.com. I just posted this. So there's Billy and Sally, and each semester I tell the backstory of Billy and Sally, and if you missed that, well, you missed that. I'm not going to tell that story again today, except to say that Billy and Sally, two beautiful people who met and got married and began to go into debt, and they purchased some things that will be reflected in their financial plan. And so I'm going to show you today how they can use some smarter strategies to really move the needle on their financial plan. So that's what we're going to look at. And these are the folks. That's not their real pictures, but that's who represents Billy and Sally in today's lesson on debt strategies. So you can see the actual assignment that has been posted for our students at the University of Houston. And this beautiful machine right there is Billy's truck. So that's based on a Ford F-250 chassis with all of the customized features. So one of the pieces of credit debt that Billy has is for that truck. It was financed through a very creative company. It's not just your ordinary car loan. And then here is their home. So we're going to take a look at their mortgage, and I'm going to show you the strategy that they're currently using. Billy and Sally want to pay off their mortgage early because they think that will help them get ahead. And so I'm just going to show you, as we put together all of their debt and credit, some strategies that they can use to be a little bit smarter in how they pay off their credit. So this is, again, the assignment. If you're watching this video, I'm just scrolling through the assignment, which is week 5. We combined week 5 and week 6 for the Credit Crush assignment at the Bauer College of Business. And this is the case we're going to use for today's podcast episode. And really, it's an important part of any financial plan, is to take a look at your loans, your credit, and find the best strategy possible for paying that off. And that's what we're going to do today. So let me jump on over to my iPad. I think I'll get rid of my face. So I'll see you in a minute. I'm just going to go to the iPad now. So here we go. I'm going to just pick up my iPad, which is what you're seeing now, is me playing with my iPad. And so there we go. Now, if you notice, I'm in Billy and Sally's financial plan here. So we have a credit card, $22,345 with a monthly payment of $205, and the minimum payment happens to be $205. So that is one piece of credit. And by the way, if you're a student in my course, this is your homework assignment, was to go out and actually do your assignment was to go and pretend that you graduated and that you're earning the income that you would be earning if you were in the job that you wanted to get when you graduate. So you got your dream job and you've done some research and you know what your salary will be, and you're pretending in your plan that that's the truth today, that you've graduated and you're working in this job that will be your job based on your major, and that you're graduated and you got the job. So the numbers that we're playing with in your plan are somewhat imaginary, but they're hopefully helpful to put into context what your life will be like, your financial life. So your task this week was to go out and buy your dream car, which is what Billy did. I showed you that picture of that beautiful machine. You're going to buy your car, which means you have to figure out what you're going to put into your data card for the car loan. What kind of car are you going to buy? What are the terms for the loan? What's the payment? And so that was your job. You're going to do that in your plan, and you're going to replicate in your plan with your numbers and your purchases what I'm showing you here with Billy's plan. So I'm going to show you some strategies and how I would do this assignment if I were you. So that's what you get if you're a student in my personal finance course. But understand, if you are an investor and you have debt, a car loan, credit cards, a mortgage, or whatever, this is for you to see what's possible and how much it can move the needle when you put the right strategy to paying off your debt. So debt management strategies, that's what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to get rid of my face again and go back to just the plan. So that's the credit card. What else do we have? We've got a loan. We've got Billy's toy, his car. It's really a toy, but he's paying 11.6%. There's a reason for that. If you didn't hear the backstory, you missed it. But just that's what we're working with. So Billy bought this super cool, kind of expensive vehicle and tricked it all out for his hunting lease. Total balance on that is $63,750, which seems like a ridiculous amount of money, but I just wired $50,000 for a vehicle that I'll be buying tomorrow. So total amount of vehicles has gone up significantly. And Billy's, as you can see, it was a very, very interesting vehicle. So the minimum monthly payment 255. And if you've been doing this for a while, if you've been in the business of having debt, paying loans for a while, you hopefully know by looking at this that that's a lot of money. That's high interest and is very low payment, and you can probably figure out what that looks like over the lifetime of this loan. If you're a student of personal finance and this is somewhat new to you, you're in for a little bit of a surprise, which I'll show you as we go into the analysis of this, as we try to figure out what's the best strategy for Billy to pay off his loans. So this is one of my favorite lessons to teach to students who, like me, when I was buried in debt, didn't realize how much it was costing me to pay the minimum payment. So Billy's doing that. But here's his mortgage, and his mortgage is one of the more reasonable things that he has. A pretty low interest rate, 4.5%, which really isn't low these days. But compared to my first house, which was 11.5% interest on my mortgage in Austin. In fact, that 1402 Thistlewood, that's an Austin address. So Billy's mortgage, you can see there the numbers. If you're working on your own financial plan, you have to put in your own data on this particular data card where you enter your mortgage. So this is the pieces of data that you would be entering into your mortgage. So I think I still have my face going, which is a little scary. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my face now and just show you what's on my iPad as I'm playing with this financial plan. So here we go. We've got those three loans: the mortgage, the credit card, and the toy hauler. So now what I want to do, and if you're a student or if you're working on your own plan, just jump on over to dashboard, and then we're going to go to debt. So you saw what I did. I clicked on dashboard, and then I clicked on debt, and that took us right here to debt management. And you can see here that right now the total savings and months of sooner being debt-free, total savings of $0 and debt-free 0 months sooner. So here we've got strategy, payment, and details. So those are the tabs that we're going to be looking at. And so if you click on those tabs, you'll get to see your plan, your strategy. Right now we have no strategy. We have not selected a strategy. We're going to do that by clicking on this little action items, and that's where we will get these strategies. So you see when I click on the action items, you'll see that each of these loans are listed below that, and we have an opportunity to select a strategy for each one, or, which is what I'm going to do, not each one, but I'm just going to select this one strategy that prioritizes payments. It's the fastest, easiest way for you to see what's going to happen when we change the strategy. But I'll come back to that in just a minute. I want to show these other tabs, payment and details. So here we have payment, and Billy and Sally, it just shows their current payments and their proposed payments. So this represents what they're doing right now. So in your plan, this would also represent what you're doing right now. So the key here is to identify a better strategy, and then we get to see how it moves the needle in your plan. So let's do that now. Let's just play with the strategy first. And what I would suggest we do is let's see what happens if we go highest to lowest interest rate. Excuse me. Now, when you click on that, you have to remember to click the refresh button down here at the bottom. So I did that, and you saw this chart now change, and it says total savings of $374, $202, $457. And it says 0 months sooner, which is interesting. So it's saving us a lot of money, but it's not getting us out of debt any sooner. And there's a reason for that. But let's jump into payment and see what happens. So all that happened here is Billy and Sally, they kept their same cash flow. Nothing changed in terms of the dollar amount that they spend each month to eliminate debt. So they didn't change their budget at all, not one penny. And they paid off their debt. They saved a lot of money by paying off credit. So that much is great. That was good. So again, back to the strategy. Now, here's what's interesting to me. Billy and Sally were paying the minimum on all of their loans except for their mortgage. On their mortgage, they were paying a little extra. So all we did here is, if we do same priority, I'm going to go back to where we were. Just notice that if we go back to where we were and we go to payment, you'll see here that on the current payment versus the minimum payment, Billy and Sally were spending more money than necessary. So they were paying more than their minimum on their mortgage because they wanted to pay it off early, which is great. But they happened to pick the interest rate that was the lowest. And so that wasn't really the smartest strategy. So now when we go back to action items and we click on paying off highest interest to lowest interest first, that's where we get the benefit. And again, remember to hit the refresh, and then you get the new numbers. Now, here's what I want you to think about. If you were in this situation, you're Billy and Sally, and you're paying off your mortgage a little early, so you're spending a little extra money on your mortgage. You're already doing that like they were. But in this case, let's say that they were able to not only, so what we've done here is we've just said, okay, instead of paying that extra money to the mortgage, we'll pay that extra money to the highest interest loan. Okay, that makes sense? That's all they've done. But they haven't changed their budget at all. And it saved them a good deal of money. But let's say that you decide that you want to get serious about eliminating your debt and you're willing to spend an extra, let's just say that Billy and Sally could spend an extra $500 a month on their debt. So now we'll just go down here to proposed additional monthly payment. And this is where, as a financial advisor, as your financial planner, I would be saying, look, out of all the things you spend money on, what is it that is going to move the needle the most in your financial life? And for Billy and Sally, I would have to say that it would make a lot of sense to put some extra money towards eliminating this debt. So let's say that we go to $500. If I can get that to $500, that'd be great. Maybe I should just tap in that field and see if I can just type in $500. Go. Done. Okay, I think that worked. So now you see what happened to the chart. Not only are they saving 388. Whoa. Is that number right? That seems crazy. Do you see that number? Could that be even possible? So that says that over their lifetime, they're going to save $388 million. Seems a little odd, doesn't it? So when I review these assignments with students, I see these kind of numbers all the time. And I wonder if you, as a student working on your plan, see that number and question it, because that's like a governmental size number right there. So if you're looking at this like I am, thinking, what? How can that be? So let's just go back and put it back where it was and just see if we can figure out what is going on here. So I'm going to put this back to 0 so that we have no extra money being paid, just because I'm doing a little audit on this plan and I'm curious what just happened with $388 million. So this is back to original, and we looked at the loans. We had a car loan, a credit card loan, and a mortgage. So let's look at the payments. And here we have Billy's toy hauler, $63,000 balance, 11.6% interest, a ridiculously low $255 a month payment. Probably you couldn't get away with that. It shouldn't be legal. Maybe it's not legal. Maybe something's wrong here. But that's what we have in this data card. So it's, with any mathematical computerized machine. If you put garbage in, you will get garbage out. Let's see what kind of garbage we got here. So we've got, let's do monthly payments. And this is actually how I tried it. This is exactly the way in the past when I was face to face with students, how I would teach students to understand the cost of credit in a credit card. So let's assume in this case it's basically a car loan, but it's a funky car loan, okay? And it's a lot of money with a very low minimum payment, which is exactly how credit card companies get you on the hook, is they give you very low monthly payments so that you can afford to spend more on credit so that they can earn your money, earn your fees and your interest for as long as possible. And a lot of times you will look at those statements, if you're in the business I'm in, and you would become like I did when my wife first made me do this back in college when I had no clue, and I started to see what they were doing with those fees. It made me angry, and it should make you angry. So let's just assume these numbers are legit, but this is how it would look from a mathematical perspective. So Billy owes $63,750. The interest for that month is $586. His payment, his minimum, is $255. Again, that's ridiculous. Obviously, the ending balance goes up. So if you just look at this page and you scroll down, you'll see how much the interest is going up. And this is on a monthly basis. So if I change it quickly to annual just to get to the bottom line quicker, you can see that over Billy's lifetime, this balance goes into the millions and then just exponentially grows. And so that's one reason, this loan is one reason why we saw that ridiculous number for savings. So then if I go back to, instead of the toy, let's look at the credit card, and we see the same thing happening. A minimum payment that's very low, an interest payment that's actually, the interest is more than the payment, so obviously the principal is not being reduced, and the ending balance just continues to go up and up. So this obviously is a pretty whacked out scenario, and it's really used to illustrate for students who are just learning how credit works. It's intentionally exaggerated to show how it works, but it works exactly this way when you maybe change the numbers to be what we might consider to be more reasonable. But I promise you, there are plenty of creditors out there that push the envelope in terms of minimums and interest rates where you're paying more, and it just turns into this cycle. And they love you if you're stupid enough to continue paying the fees and the interest. So again, this loan on this credit card goes crazy, and that's what happens with mathematics. So this strategy to pay, again, we're going to just change the strategy to pay off from highest to lowest, hit refresh, and you see what happens there. We save 374. That's not thousand, that's million. That's crazy. And then if we decide to add some extra money to pay this off, we'll see here. Okay, again, I'm going to go in and add $500. This is something that's pretty reasonably achievable for Billy and Sally. So they save a little bit more. Instead of $350 million, they save $380 million over their lifetime, but they're out of debt 517 months sooner. So that's by adding $500 to their budget for the purpose of paying off debt. So here's what I want to leave off today in this lesson, especially I've got two audiences really, and I want to invite all of my students who are old students from previous courses who have taken my course at the University of Houston. If you're watching this on Facebook Live or in YouTube, please share it with one of your friends so that they can take advantage of this offer. To go back to actually, you're going to go to missionalmoney.com, a different website than we use for the course at the University of Houston. It's new. Missionalmoney.com is where you can enroll for free in the financial planning course, where we will be unpacking case studies and showing specific strategies like debt management strategies each week in our Facebook Live. It's all part of our online course at missionalmoney.com. So if you're a student at the University of Houston, if you're faculty at the University of Houston, or if you're affiliated or you're a friend, you're really invited to join us at missionalmoney.com, where we have a free online financial planning course. It's sponsored by Bauer Financial, my company, and I'm thrilled that we can offer this. We started using it with students a few years ago, and now we're making it available to students and faculty, friends. And so again, if you're a client of Bayrock, you've already been enrolled, and it's free for you as well, obviously. And you get special fiduciary attention. If you're not a client, you just get coaching like you're getting today. But I want you to take advantage of this opportunity to jump in and build your plan and take a look at your credit and your debt and figure out what's the best strategy for you to move the needle in your financial life. It's really not difficult at all. Everything we're going to go over in this course, excuse me, I'm going to take a drink of water. That's good water. And it's in a nice Dallas Cowboy cup. It's a Yeti. That's not an ad. So everything we're going to do in this course, we're going to try to do from the context of this financial planning software. It's a premium. It's actually Right Capital. And you can enroll. When you enroll in the course, one of the first things you'll be shown is a link. In fact, let me just jump over. I'm going to jump back to the website now. And if I can figure out how to get where I need to get. So here we go. I'm going to go back to missionalmoney.com. And now I'm at the top of the page. And so this is the post that I just posted. And I will put this video in this post in a few minutes. But it's being streamed live to Facebook and YouTube right now, on more than one page and in more than one channel. This is Missional Money, and you'll notice there's a YouTube link right here. This is our new channel. So when you click on that link, it takes you to the YouTube playlist for the course. And I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell so that you get notified when we post new videos. If you want to be notified, please hit the little bell, and I'll send you disturbing, annoying little messages every time, and you'll hear the bell and you'll know it's me, and you can think, oh, there he goes again, which I will be doing hopefully every Friday, whenever possible, right here on Facebook Live. So you've got other links to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. If you're not connected with me on LinkedIn, please connect with me on LinkedIn. It's one of the places that I share. But what I wanted to point out at missionalmoney.com, at the top of each page, you'll see Investor, Advisor, and Your Plan. So if you're an investor and you click on this, it's going to take you right to the course, and you can register and enroll in the course if you're an investor. Now, the Advisor button is for advisors, because this course, this missionalmoney.com, the training that we do is for investors and advisors. So we're just getting started, and the podcast, if you're listening in iTunes, this is the first season of our podcast at Missional Money. And the first season, we're just unpacking a few cases. We're getting things set up. There's a lot of work to get this going the way we want to get it going, but we're moving right along. So when you click on Your Plan, this is what takes you, excuse me again, This takes you to the sign up page for your planning portal. And again, this is software that's produced by Right Capital. So you'll see you're basically signing up through Bayrock, our portal, into this software. It's got the same type of security encryption as bank level apps. And so if you've ever used something like mint.com, this is like, it has some of the same features and functions as mint.com in terms of being able to aggregate your accounts and so on. So we will be using this software to help teach financial planning online, and I just wanted you to know how it all kind of comes together. So again, missionalmoney.com, you see at the top of the page. If you're an investor and you want to take advantage of our free online course, click there, sign up, register, and enroll, and you'll be part of our community. If you're an advisor, click the advisor button. I would still encourage you, if you're an advisor, go ahead and sign up for the investor course so that you know what it's like, so that you can share it with your clients who may appreciate getting to collaborate with you as a financial advisor on their case. I'm reaching out to financial experts every day on LinkedIn and abroad, inviting advisors to participate in our case studies. So we're working on a case study right now that involves a special needs trust and estate planning. And so that client, who has become a case study with different names, I'm trying to find an estate attorney right now who can give us some good insights and help us create a good glide path, bullet punch list for a general estate planning case. So everyone needs estate planning. If you haven't done any estate planning, if you haven't updated your will, if you don't have your estate planning documents in place, you're going to want to stay tuned. And especially if you have a special needs child, that's a little bit more in depth, but that's what this client needs. So that's what we're working on, and that's one of the cases, just one of the cases that we will be unpacking in this course, this online course for financial planning, which is free currently. Eventually we'll be charging a monthly subscription fee. It'll be a low monthly subscription fee, probably $30 a month, maybe 50, but in the meantime it's free, and it will be free for some time. We haven't posted our links yet to purchase our books, but if you're a financial advisor, you're going to want to check out our body of work in the context of financial planning and training financial advisors. And I don't have a copy of Make Your Money Count handy, but that is the book that we use to unpack the process and the principles that we believe in for financial planning. So you'll be doing us a favor to purchase one of those to support, if you want to show your support and help fund Maddie and Caleb's college, or education rather. I'm not sure they'll go to college. I'm not sure I want them to go to, I shouldn't say that. I love college because I teach college. I teach personal finance at the University of Houston at the Bauer College of Business. So for now, when I'm in public and on record, I love college. But the truth is, there's a lot of ways to invest in education. And so one of the things we're doing here is we're providing free online education and financial planning using the best software available. And I'm thrilled as the CEO of Bayrock Financial to be able to make that available. So I hope you'll take advantage of it. Again, missionalmoney.com. I think I've been chatting on for plenty of time. Jump in, start building your plan, add all of your loans. And if you need any help with that, you'll see a link to get in touch with me, and I'm happy to help. We can book a Zoom meeting. And so I should probably leave it there. I'll leave a link when you enroll in the course. You'll see all kinds of links to book an appointment with me. So I'm not going to put that in this post, in this video. Maybe I'll put a link in the post in iTunes. But anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you're listening in iTunes, before I let you go, please remember, it always helps if you're willing to leave a 5-star review. This is brand new, so to be found in iTunes, it's really helpful to have a 5-star review. And the YouTube channel is brand new. You could be the 13th, 15th, very low number of subscribers at this point. So feel free to subscribe. Click the little bell if you want to be notified, and I'll send you a pestering little note and a little ding every time we post a new video. We will be going live every Friday, Facebook Live, so that you can check us out on Facebook, and that feed is on our homepage at missionalmoney.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time. Now, if I can figure out how to turn this off. Okay, let me move my iPad over here. There, that's moved. Now I'm going to get my keyboard out, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to move a few things around. Now I'm going to hit the finish button.